Hello and welcome to the Congo Hour. My name is Trippy. This is Wayna. And every time we sit down and get ready for the show,
They say
they
move
say get
closer.
closer, get closer. So I'm just being obedient. That's
Is this
all.
close enough though?
Oh, hopefully. Is this good, Dave? Okay.
It's
All
good.
right.
He
All
said
right.
okay.
We're gonna do the whole show like this. We're gonna be friends the whole show.
Okay.
Deal?
Deal.
All right. So who's coming on tonight?
Well, we have a packed show tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We have first we have Cooley and his son that's going to come on and talk about Out of the Ashes. They're no stranger to the Congo Hour. Then you're going to interview your favorite part of the show,
That's
the
right.
student of the week, and you act like you was a professional photographer this time.
Why you said
Because
that?
you sent like 6, 7 pictures.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I had to
Okay, so
capture the moment.
we have a ton of pictures to show of the
Mm-hmm.
student of the week, and I'm going to be interviewing a beautiful young lady by the name of Stacy, who is a makeup artist, and she's going to give us some tips on makeup.
Okay.
And then last and certainly not least, we're going to have Councilman Jay Street so we can finish up our conversation from last week.
Okay, that's good. Then we'll have our community news. We have some birthday announcements, and we have our funeral announcements.
Yes, most definitely. Trippy,
All right.
it's hot.
It is hot.
So you want to move over just
Nope,
a little bit?
Nope, just like this.
Just a teeny
Nope.
bit.
Nope.
Welcome to the Congo Hour, y'all. How y'all doing today?
Relax, fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a minute since you guys been here.
Yeah, it has been.
So what's been going on lately?
Well, we are looking to do another Out of the Ashes presentation
Okay.
on November the 20th at Faith Harvest at 7 p.m. And we've actually, by popular demand, we've created a workshop to go along with it. So we'll be doing Out of the Ashes from the presentation on Friday and a workshop on Saturday. So that's going to be what's going on.
Okay, so give us some background about Out of the Ashes.
Sure. You want to give me a little bit background?
Yeah, sure. Out of the Ashes is the story of me and my father's journey. When I was 2 years old, my father was incarcerated and sentenced to 14 years in prison. And through that journey, we both grown a lot. Upon his release, we were able to strengthen our bond, and we're bringing our story to the masses.
Okay.
I love your story.
Thank you.
It is. It's a great story.
It really is.
And I like that you're continuing. A lot of people start something and then that's the end of it. But I think your story impacts a lot of fathers and their children here. So I'm excited about it. How much is it going to be?
The tickets this time are going to be for $40 for the presentation and the workshop combined, so it's $40 total. But if we have a father and a son come together, it's $60, just one flat fee for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we have your flyer up.
We do.
And the number for your wife, Patty, is 507-4623. And we want the second caller to call. It has to be a father and son who has
Father and
a
son.
strained relationship. And you're going to give away 2 tickets. So,
Absolutely.
So you're focusing mainly on father and son relationships.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
You know, with the criminal justice reform and everything that's going on in the state and in the city right now, we look at Out of the Ashes as kind of being an outgrowth from that whole experience.
Okay.
Because you think about it, the disparities in the criminal justice systems, increased numbers of African Americans being arrested and locked up, incarcerated for extended periods of times. Out of the Ashes is like the real feel of that, So all these men who, through the 90s and the 2000s, who've been incarcerated, they've been separated from their families. And when they come home, if they come home, God willing, they have children where they need to heal and reconnect those relationships. So it's just a lot of dynamics to just the challenges that we face in the African American community. And this is just one of them.
okay.
All right. So maybe
Trippy,
we
I'm
can
hot.
get. I know. We're almost done. Whew, goodness gracious. What's that? Love doesn't complain. Is that one of them? That's not one of them, is
Are you
it?
talking about 1 Corinthians
Yeah,
13?
that's not one of them, is it? Huh? Love doesn't complain. I tried. I tried. We're
Close
gonna,
enough.
Maybe we can get the winner. Patty can give us
Yeah,
the winner.
she's going to give us
Is
the
she?
winner
Okay, so
before
we'll
they
announce the winner
leave.
Absolutely.
before the end of the show.
Okay.
All right, gentlemen.
All
Did
right,
y'all want to give any shout outs before we go to break?
Yeah, we just want to say you come on out to Out of the Ashes. We look forward to having you there. This is not a particularly a story that we really, honestly, that we like to tell, but we continue telling it in hopes that we can help others to heal from our wounds. I want to send a big shout out to my niece, Keisha Ray Ann Nelson, and her new husband, Quincy. They just got married this evening, so congratulations to them.
Congratulations.
Okay. All right. How about you?
This is going to be the best show yet.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right, we're going to take a really quick break, and we'll be right back with our student of the week.
Yes.
All right, welcome back to the show. We hope that you enjoyed our first interview. Right now we have my favorite part of the Congo Hour, my student of the week, and I want to introduce to you all K. Brianna. How are you?
I'm good.
You doing all right?
Yeah.
Okay, so who'd you bring with you tonight?
I brought my mom, my dad, and my two brothers, Caden and Cam.
All right, welcome family.
Hello.
Hey.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so why do you think your mom was so, I guess, ecstatic and determined for you to be the student of the week?
I think that because having good grades it's very important.
That's
because
true.
it pretty much dictates, the rest of your life, what kind of job you might be able to get and everything else.
Okay, all right. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How old you are, what school you go to?
I'm 14 and I'm a freshman at Brandywine High School.
Okay.
I like to play sports, basketball and softball. I love to read and stuff.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your favorite book?
My favorite book, well, it's like a series.
Mm-hmm.
It's Confessions of a Murder Suspect.
Oh, yeah?
It's pretty good, yeah.
Is it?
It's
Cool.
pretty good.
All right. So, Mom, I know you guys, Mom and Dad, I know you guys are very proud of K. Brianna. KB, right? That's
Yeah,
what
that's
you
what
call
we call
it,
it, KB.
All right, KB.
Yeah, we're very proud of her. She's always been a very good student, a good girl.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good. I know. So, how's high school going so far?
High school is a lot different
Is
from
it?
middle school, yeah.
Where'd you go to middle school?
I went to PS DuPont.
What's the biggest difference?
Well, for one, we can walk to lunch by ourselves.
A little bit more responsibility, huh?
Yeah.
That's cool. So, on the limousine ride, how'd you enjoy it?
It was really fun. It was
Was
my
it?
first time in a limo.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad you guys had a good time. Who are your friends that you brought with you?
Jordan and Jordan.
Mm-hmm, that's right. Yeah, we have
Yeah,
two
and
Jordans.
my friend Ryan.
Okay, we have some pictures of everyone that we're going to show throughout the interview. Did they have a good time?
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah,
All
we
right,
were
that's
talking
good.
about it all day when we got to school.
Were you? That's cool. Glad you guys enjoyed it. What's going on, fellas?
Good.
So, how old are you guys?
9. I'm 6.
9 and 6. And what school do you go to?
Elementary.
What's the name of it?
Mount Pleasant Elementary.
Mount Pleasant? You like it there? Pretty cool? All right. So how's KB as a big sister? Is she nice
Yeah.
all the time? Is she? Oh,
Kinda.
wow. Okay. That's pretty good. You don't torture him?
No,
No? See, my daughter, she tortures my little,
I just make sure they stay
my
out of
little
my
brother.
room.
Okay. All right. All right. So, Dad, you want to say a few words?
Yeah. I ain't want to hog it up.
Oh, okay.
We
Now
just
it's your
came
turn.
fresh from the Dallas Cowboy game on TV and
Who won?
just found out when we got on set that the Seahawks beat us by 1 point.
Okay, that's good.
So that's kind of bad.
That's a good.
That's a bad situation.
That's not good. Not in the Campbell household, huh?
Nah, it'd be a quiet night. But I'm proud of KB. She's always a high honor student, especially in advanced classes that she takes as an
Okay.
extra challenge. So, like she said, it's definitely going to predict and dictate her future. So as far as doctor and lawyer, whatever she wants to do, she'll be successful.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm kind of mad at y'all too. I didn't really want to say it until we got on air, because y'all kind of stole my thunder on Facebook. You know, usually I post all the pictures and I say who I'm picking up, but who was it? You? Which one of y'all? It was your dad.
I don't like
He was on it.
surprises.
I know.
I don't like surprises, even on Christmas. I don't like surprises.
He was on it. I look, I got some. It was like somebody tagged
not
you.
promised
It was like,
tomorrow,
wait,
so I-
went and tagged you in a picture. I'm like, let me see what happened. You got the pictures up there talking about how I picked up KB. I'm like, man,
I'm a little quick with
that
the
was good
button.
though. That was good.
He probably had that up there before you.
He was playing down.
That's good though. I mean, I like that. It was pretty cool that you guys
We
are that
appreciate
excited.
it.
hmm
Yeah, that was nice. Thank you for
Oh,
coming
you're
out.
welcome. We do have a certificate that we're gonna give to you. You want to give any shout outs to anybody who's watching?
No.
No?
They
Everybody's
said
here,
Brandywine
right?
High School or something.
B wine.
Be mine, huh? What's your favorite class?
English.
English. Okay,
Yeah,
that's why you love
'cause
to
it's
read.
yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's really good. How often do you read?
I read like as often as I can. Whenever I find a good book, I'll be in it for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that from?
I don't know.
Neither one of them, huh?
Yeah.
All right, hey, fellas, you want to say hi to anybody who's watching? You know anybody?
The Gladiator family.
That's
They
why
watching.
y'all
They
play
watching.
football. Y'all
No.
play football, right?
Corey and them watching, you better say something.
Yeah, you better say something. Nah. So you
Cousin
want to
Mark
deal
with
with
the
it.
solid foundation. PT Gladiators, we appreciate you.
You guys play football, right? How long have you been playing?
3 years.
3 years. You play for the Gladiators. All right, you guys are doing pretty well so far, right?
Yeah.
Looking forward to going to Florida. I think
7
you
and
said
1.
7-1. So if you keep it up, you'll be invited to Florida for the
Yeah,
championship,
for a
right?
week in Orlando.
All right. That'd be
We're going anyway, but that's the plans.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So are you a coach or you
Yeah,
just?
I'm a coach as
are you?
well. Yeah,
Okay.
for
So
10
give us
years.
real quick. Give us some information about the Gladiators and how people can get involved with it.
Sure. You can come to Frames Boys and Girls Club and reach Corey Wallace, and he'll be sure to give you all the information and contact, emails and, the whole nine as far as what to do
Okay.
to be involved for next season.
All right. Is there a phone number or email that you can give out, or just go to Frames? The best thing is just
PureTalentGladiators@gmail.com.
okay.
I'm not good with the phone numbers.
No. All right, that's fine. All right. Well,
Yeah.
they can always call us at the funeral home, and we'll just
Okay,
make sure to get the
appreciate that.
information too.
Also, my
right.
company, Campbell's Property Management. If you need any property management in the city of Wilmington, it is. In Newcastle County, you have to have, if you don't reside in Newcastle County, you have to have a property manager. It's required in the city of Wilmington. So give me a call, 302-722-1274.
You know that number, huh?
Oh, yeah.
That's right. That's good, though. You guys should come back on at another time and
Sure.
talk about that.
No problem.
All right. All right. Well, thank you, and keep up the great work,
Thank
KB.
you.
All right. All right. We're gonna take no, we're not gonna take a break. We're gonna go right over to Wayna and Stacy in Studio B.
Well, I am excited to have the beautiful Stacy with us, who is a makeup artist, and she's going to share with our viewing audience. Well, first, let me say welcome to the Congo Hour.
Thank you. Thank you
You're
for having
very
me.
welcome. So if you would share with the viewing audience your name, a little bit about your background, and your business and how you got started with it.
Sure. Thanks, Wayna, for having me tonight. My name is Stacy Thompson. I am here to talk about a business that I created called a Makeup Maven. And basically what the beauty business is a platform where I can help women with different tips and trends of the season and to allow them to give them information about their skincare.
Okay, all right. So you brought a few products. Are these must-have products?
They're some of my favorite products.
Okay.
And basically, I wanted to share with everyone just to give you an idea of what a 20-minute or less regime for your daily routine can be.
Okay.
Most women are very busy and they don't have a lot of time to spend on their skincare and makeup
Wait,
routine.
I'm laughing because you're saying 20 minutes. I'm like, dang, that means I got to get up a little bit more earlier to do all of this.
How much time do you normally take
'Cause
or try to take?
I know, I'm really bad. I need to do much better as far as skincare goes. So I'm going to be willing to take note and gradually work on it. How about that?
Perfect. Sounds like a perfect plan. First of all, you always want to start with a good cleanser. You can use a normal cleanser or an exfoliating cleanser. So depending on your skin type, you want to use a cleanser that's right for you.
So exfoliating, you shouldn't use it if you have dry skin, or?
Exfoliating just basically helps to take some of the dead layers off your skin.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter if you suffer from dry skin or have a
Okay.
normal to combination skin. It just allows you to take off some of the dead layers.
See,
on
I'm
your
glad
skin.
you're here because I'm thinking if you have dry skin, I don't even know what type of skin I have.
Okay.
Right, I think I'm going through some little changes in my
Okay,
life right
okay,
now, so
okay.
I don't know whether it's dry, oily, sweaty, or what.
Okay, okay. So, we
So,
can help you with that.
okay,
So
all right.
once you cleanse, you also want to use a toner because what a toner does, it helps to balance the pH of your skin. Whenever you cleanse, you kind of disturb the pH balance in your skin.
Okay.
So a toner helps you to minimize your pores and to get a better pH balance, and also helps to soften and moisten your skin.
Okay.
Okay. After that, you want to apply a serum because basically what a serum does, and we can try a little bit on top of your hand. You can just rub it in. A serum
wow,
has
okay.
active ingredients, so you won't need a lot. And studies have shown if you don't use a serum, you're doing a disservice for your skin
I can
because
feel
you
like,
really
oh my
need
gosh.
that added moisture. It helps with the anti-aging process, so it's a definite must-have for your skincare.
Ignore Trippy, okay?
Okay.
But it looks like it will, I mean, it leaves your, does it leave something on
It
me?
leaves you moisture, yes.
Okay.
So, it helps again with the
I love the
anti-aging and
feel of it.
the moisture balance in your
Okay,
skin.
all right.
Yep. After you use a serum, you want to go on to a moisturizer. Moisturizer with or without an SPF. I would recommend one with an SPF because, we all need sun protection no matter what
Right.
color, creed. An SPF 30 is what most people prefer. So I would recommend SPF 30 or higher.
Okay.
Okay. If you have a normal to combination skin, and we'll figure out what skin type you have,
All
Wayna,
right.
before we recommend a
Okay.
moisturizer for you. If it's a normal to combination skin, you can use a normal moisturizer. If you have oily skin, then you want to use one that's oil-free.
Okay.
Okay. After your moisturizer, you want to go ahead and apply an eye cream around the eye area. That also helps with the aging process around the eyes, and it basically balances and moisturizes the eye area.
Now, Stacy, I'm laughing because, like, I would want to, like, dip my finger and put that whole thing on my eyes. Like, how long would a bottle like that
Again,
last?
active ingredients, so I would say about 3 to 4 months.
Really?
Yes, you only need a little dab around the eye area.
Okay.
And also, studies have shown if you drink a lot of water, then you will also help to moisturize the eye area. There are folks that put the eye cream in the freezer or the fridge to allow your skin to be tightened more.
Okay.
Personally, I haven't tried that routine myself.
My
but
grandmother used to put some kind of cream in the refrigerator, so
okay.
I'm
So
sure it
that's a
works
thing,
then.
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And then after that, you apply your makeup to get a flawless finish.
Very good. Now, what's that little gadget back there
So
that
the
you
little
have?
gadget I had was something that, sometimes it's better to not dip your fingers in your skincare. So you just use the little gadget to
Okay.
take the product out and apply it.
Okay. So there may be someone in our viewing audience who needs your help.
Okay.
How can they contact you?
You can contact us on Facebook. We currently have a blog. It's called amakeupmaven.com. We're also on email at amakeupmaven@comcast.net. Or you can call us at 302-353-0218. If you're a makeup artist and you're interested in being recruited to join the Makeup Maven family, please contact us at any of the above.
Okay. I'll definitely have you back on.
Okay.
Because maybe I'm going to contact you. We can figure out what kind of skin I have.
Okay.
And I'll use these regimens for a
Okay.
while. And
Okay.
I can let the viewing audience know how my skin feels.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
Wayna.
for coming on.
It was my pleasure.
All right. So, going to take a break. And thank you. Let me say this. I love our team that we have here. Keisha, I'm looking over here. I didn't see the light on over there. So I appreciate Alvin, Keisha, David, and what's the new gentleman's name that's here that's working out, Keisha? so I can give him Ron. Want to make sure that we give them all a shout out and let them know how much we appreciate their dedicated work that they do here for us. I'm going to take a quick break, and Trippy and I will both be back with Councilman Jay Street to finish up our conversation from last week. And we want to thank Mr. Congo so very much for allowing Councilman Jay Street to come and take his time to share with the community the important information that we discussed on last week. So don't turn your channel. We'll be right back. Good evening and welcome back to the Congo Hour. Trippy will be joining with me shortly. We appreciate Ms. Congo so much. She texted and reminded us that we need to give away $50 in Mr. Congo's absence. And actually we need to give away $100 because on last week on my ride home, I was almost home, and I got a phone call from a lady saying we forgot to give the money away. So Trippy and I truly apologize. It just kind of slipped our minds, but we want to be true to our word. So the second and the fourth caller, let me say this before we do it. No one affiliated with LAPA, no one affiliated with the funeral home, no long distance cousins or anything like that. Call 652-8887. The second and the fourth caller, give Mrs. Congo your name. She'll text me, and we will announce the winner before the end of the show. Well, I don't know about you all, but I have been waiting for a whole week so that we can finish up our conversation with Councilman Jay Street from last week. So don't want to take up any more time. Want to go straight to you, Councilman Street. How are you today?
I'm fine. Can I call?
Can you call?
About the $100.
Like, can you call? You don't need no money.
Money is money.
I know, that's
$100,
right. But no, so one person's going to win 50, and then another person's going to win 50. Because
well, I call twice. If I'm second and fourth, don't I get 100?
Yeah, you do. Trippy, you know you got to move in more, but not too far in. No, not too much. Y'all know you look fine right there to me. Keisha, is he fine over there?
There we go.
Okay, all right. So, how you been?
Fine.
Since the week?
Well, actually, I'm disappointed. I'm actually surprised at the absence of a response I've gotten from the letters I've sent. But
no one responded?
Well,
give us some background real quick, please.
Well, when we reached a point a couple weeks ago where I became aware of the fact that the West Center City Early Learning Center was relocating from its current location because of the shootings outside, I just found that to be appalling. I thought it was horrific. And I purposely and intentionally sent a letter in my capacity as director of Hilltop to the mayor and city council members explaining what has been happening at Hilltop and making it clear that I was not going to sit idly by and let that be Hilltop's destiny. And in my capacity as councilman, I sent a letter to the U.S. Attorney for the District of Delaware, U.S. Attorney Oberly, and the congressional delegation saying, basically, you've had a violence network reduction program, or violence reduction network program that targeted 5 cities, one of which was Wilmington, Delaware, to reduce violence. And I don't think it's working. And the response we got from that was basically the program itself is limited in their perspective to training and technical assistance. In conversations with city officials, including the mayor, and some of the staffers, the training and the technical assistance has been very, very helpful. By the same token, I'll reiterate what I've said here, reiterate what I've said publicly, and quote it accurately in the press. Nobody's going to tell me that between the Wilmington Police Department, the Delaware State Police, and all the federal law enforcement agencies, including the DEA, U.S. Marshals, ATF, and that they can't stop a handful of 13 to 25-year-old wannabe gangsters.
How come you left out Newcastle County?
I was sitting here thinking
Well,
that too.
you know, nobody's harmless here. Newcastle County should be included.
Okay.
And you know, when we were fearful after the shooting of the man in the wheelchair by Wilmington police that there was going to be situations in the street, we had no problem whatsoever making sure that state police were available, county police were available. So I didn't leave out from where I sit, and I'm proudly the co-chair of public safety for Newcastle County Council. So between all those police jurisdictions, we can't stop a group of 13 to 25-year-old wannabe thugs and gangsters from terrorizing the city to the point where a daycare center has to close. What I'm outraged about is the fact that basically the response to my letter is non-responsive. Because if the program is limited to training and technical assistance, which is very much appreciated, does that prohibit you from going above and beyond and addressing what I have requested that you consider addressing? If these federal authorities can run into other countries and break up drug gangs, if they're utilized that way to reduce, to deal with guns, drugs, and gangs in other countries, they can't be utilized in that capacity in the first city, in the first state. To me, it's an outrage. But I'm outraged about the fact that apparently the decision makers, I'm alone as it relates to folks in the arena who have a responsibility and being outraged about the center having to move. I've let other folks know there's another agency within walking distance of the center contemplating moving for the same thing. So as this happens, the message is crystal clear. Criminals, thugs, wannabe thugs, y'all are in charge. Because you can do what you want to do. You can terrorize Madison Street, you can terrorize 6th Street, you can terrorize Jefferson Street, and we're not going to do anything about it.
And that's pretty much, I know you talk specifically about the West Side, but it's almost like a consensus about Wilmington, is that you don't want to move there, and a lot of people who live here want to leave because of the violence.
And then when those who live in West Center City say it's by design, it's intentional, they're letting them shoot up and down the street because the long-term plan is to displace us.
So how do you think we get their attention? Like, we just can't keep talking, having this conversation. Like, what do you think we need to do to really get their attention, the decision makers?
I think it's going to take more than me.
Right.
And my voice can't be the sole voice. I think there need to be other voices. And what I'm outraged about is, and I'm going to make a lot of people mad, but there's nothing new about that. You got 5 people running against the mayor. And their supporters would rather see kids shot dead in the street, discontinue, and blame Dennis than step forward and resolve the problem. If you're not willing to step forward and be part of the solution now, now I got a problem with you stepping forward and claiming you're the end-all, the cure-all come next September. And so I'm sorry that the mayor's race has started so early, but right now it's in the way. And I think, just like I decided that I'm a councilman for the area, I had a responsibility to step up. Well, come on now. The Lone Ranger had Tonto. You know, you know, and I shouldn't be the only public official that is speaking up and speaking out about this. Are we going to let the little wannabe criminals and thugs be in charge, or are we going to do something above and beyond and differently? And again, the response that I've gotten, as far as I'm concerned, is non-responsive. NAACP and I have met with the staff of the congressional delegation, with a staff person at one of the meetings from the governor's office, one of which had the unmitigated gall to basically be disruptive, accuse me of intimidating. And I'm gonna let him know now, try that again. And as opposed to me telling you in that meeting, because I was accused of trying to intimidate him, I had to make it clear, if I want to intimidate you, I'd come across there and intimidate you. I'm real good at that. But I'm gonna make it clear, no, I don't think that you're in good faith, not when before you rose to the level where you are, you were responsible for running a program in the West Center City area that went under on your watch, and the Weed and Seed program that is no longer funded out of the Hicks Anderson Center. You were part of that administrative staff when it went under. So if you didn't care when it wasn't no shooting, the likelihood of you caring when it is some shooting is slim to none. So, you know, they want to play this game and interrupt and disrupt. Well, I'm not the one. And this is not the issue.
You just touched on something that I think is basically the underlying cause of why we're going through a lot in Wilmington, whether it's education, like the crime. I think that people, the decision makers, I think they don't care.
And I said it on my Facebook.
Right, but how do we get them to care? Like,
you can't make people care.
But yes,
okay,
we can.
but
I think we can.
You know, well, you've got to call them the task, and when necessary, you've got to change people. But you have to, I think, doing what we're doing right now, because a whole lot of people look at this show like
I don't think this is enough, though. Like, I don't think
it's not enough.
All right,
but a show's better than no show, and all the exposure we can get is helpful. And the fact that folks are being exposed for not doing the darn thing is just as important as the issues themselves.
My question would be that outside of the people that you sent the letters to, are there anybody else that does care that can make something happen? Or are they the core people that have to, like, push the button to make things happen?
Well, the answer to your question is both. Certainly there are other people. You know, the community itself has got to step up. And as opposed to, you know, I'm going to be completely forthcoming. What triggered this in part was I found out about it. I called one of the board members who happened to be one of my former students, doing very well, very successful. And why didn't you call me? Because none of y'all care. You know, we've touched base with this one, we touched base with that one, none of y'all care. And so I'm like, whoa, you ain't painting me with this broad brush. And I got up the next morning and wrote my letters. One went one day, one went the next day. So I'd have felt better if he stuck a knife in me, because that's the way that agency looked at all those of us who were elected. Well, I'm not going to be included in that. And I don't know why any of the rest of y'all want to be.
But I think that, I know I said this a few times, but I think like we gotta, the conversation is good, and we have to have the conversation, but it has to be a point where we start to organize and we start to be disruptive in a peaceful way. Because I think that's the only way we're gonna get their attention, because we can write letters, we can, not saying that stuff is irrelevant, because it is, but it has to be a point where we bring some type of almost national attention to our city, where we're shutting something down. Whether somebody called me over the weekend and said, you guys, let's shut down Amtrak. Let's shut down something so that they know that we're serious about how we feel about our city. Because they can read our letters, they can listen to our phone calls, they can read our emails, they can watch the show, but at the end of the day, if they don't care, if it's not affecting them in some strong way, it's just going to keep on being swept under the table.
You're saying them, like how not supporting Amtrak going to help the West Side?
No, I mean going down physically and stopping trains from coming into the city.
Okay.
That's what somebody was suggesting, like we did in the '60s, where we just
one thing about it is, see, it's meritorious because you can't get from New York to D.C. on the train unless you come through Wilmington. All it takes is 2 or 3 cars. If one car is in the way, they move that one, put another one up there. It's not rocket science work, but go ahead.
And I think that we're at that point, because like we just can't keep asking people to do something who don't care. If they don't care, like if somebody asks you to do something, if you don't care, you're not going to do it.
That's true.
Right?
But at the federal level, how can you target 5 cities in the country, one of which is Wilmington, Delaware, and then it's not working because the shootings have been reduced in terms of the big picture? If the training and the technical assistance is helpful, that's very much appreciated, but it's not reducing the crime. How can you not say this isn't working, we need to do something else? I don't know how you do that. How is you, as state officials, can sit there and here again, just wish that Dennis and his administration fails? You'd rather see him fail, rather see the city fail, have all you know what break loose in the election. And so really what your thought process benefits when children are shot And when the community is terrorized, it's insane.
I have another question. I mean, because you're always saying it's going to take more than just us talking.
Right.
Can the three of us have a meeting with those who are interested in making something happen and go from there instead of, I mean, because I wish we had more time where we can get telephone calls and hear people out. But I think if we come to a central location, and I know I'm the one that I can't stand a lot of meetings. I want, and here's the other thing. Gundy and I was talking about this earlier. There's so many people out there who have all of these great ideals, but nobody is putting forth the effort to make things happen. It's like we talk a good talk, but nobody's doing anything.
I don't have a monopoly on ideas. I'm real good at confrontation. I'm real good at putting things on the front burner. I'm real good at speaking up and speaking out. And I think any opportunity that we can present where other people have an opportunity to interact, give their ideas, and be helpful, I think it would be nothing. You got everything to gain and nothing to lose.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I think the critical mistake that we continue to make is these are, you know, I look at the paper and here's young men with no hair on their face with murder charges. These are our kids, these are our future, these are our young men, but we're having these conversations about them. We keep talking to them, we keep talking about them.
And at them.
But at them, but we're not giving them the opportunity to come forward and be part of the solution. And I think that's a grave error in judgment. I know as a teenager who was, I mean, I'm a product of the 60s. And in the 60s, when we were doing what we do, and we did it very well at the time, we were given opportunities to be involved in the community. We were trained in terms of organizing and running meetings, and we haven't done that with our younger people. And I think we have to involve them.
So
We have to involve them because you got a lot of young men. And I said this in the meeting, you've got a lot of young men carrying guns, not because they're criminals, want to be criminals, because they're afraid. And that's the way they think they have to survive. The problem with that is, if you're backed in the corner and you've got that weapon on you, you're going to use it.
Right.
So we do need jobs. Before I don't want to.
We need jobs, and we need to fix these schools. And you know, I want to come back to that because I am convinced, you've had all these meetings ever since last summer about the schools, and I am convinced that there's not going to be any substantive change in this failing school system until a federal judge or judges compels the state to make the changes. We've been asking for a weighted funding formula for 15 years now, and I'm making it real clear. I'm not waiting any longer.
Yeah,
I'm going to take another bite at this apple.
The whole school reform thing that we're going through right now, I think I think the people who are involved in it are really sincere, but I think that we're being strung along.
But at the end of the day,
it doesn't take
the
that
legislation,
group. Right.
here's what's going to happen. The legislation will go in, you'll have yet another excellent plan, and when it comes before the General Assembly, the response from that General Assembly, because the General Assembly historically has never, ever done anything for women and children until a judge has compelled them to do it.
Right.
They will say, we're in a fiscal crisis, we're broke.
Right.
But when I go in with a class action suit with 5 parents, millions of dollars will fall out of the sky for them to hire lawyers to defend it. And I told the governor this about 2 years ago, in his face in his office. Yeah, my question was, are you willing to support a weighted funding formula for high poverty schools? His answer at the time was, no, right now I'm going to rely on Race to the Top. Race to the Top is gone. And what I told him then, I would never threaten the governor. I said, Governor, it's going to come a point in time where you as a state are going to spend some money on my children. You're either going to spend it on them or you're going to spend it on lawyers. That's where I am. So I don't want anybody kicking and screaming, hollering, and say, well, J Street carries some more parents up in the court and there soon. That's right. That's what we're going to do.
Right. But let me say this. I want to end on a good note because there is hope at the end of the tunnel, I believe.
Jesse
And-
Jackson,
And if
keep
you
hope
don't
alive.
mind, if you don't mind, share. Council voted on something on last week for the port. That's important.
Well, we voted for an environmental study, and it was a unanimous decision, and I was proud to co-sponsor that with Councilman Hollins and Council President Bullock. And since you opened the door, I'm coming through. We also voted to add the last parcel to the property across the street from Bolorama, get that last parcel, so we'll have that entire section, all 3 parcels connected for the Route 9 library.
So that environmental study that county council approved, what's that? Can you give us?
Well, it's coming back to you.
I know, but
Because we had to put up 150, the city's supposed to
So-
put up
Right.
150
Well,
states already.
I just want to give the
to
viewing
study
audience the purpose of it.
the environment at the river edge, which is downriver from the existing port, to make sure it's conducive to be able to utilize to expand the port.
So that more jobs
So
can
more
come.
thousands and thousands of
Yes.
jobs will be created. And my position that night during the vote was basically it's $150,000, and we're talking about putting up $150,000 chasing potentially billions of dollars in economic revenue for the city, county, and the state.
So that passed, and it come to the city, it's probably, it's going to pass, and then what? Isn't it
And
still?
then the study should be done.
And then what?
And then if the studies indicates that the environment is safe and the dredging and other things that need to be done to expand the port can be done there, and it's environmentally safe, then the project to expand the port should move forward.
It should? Or,
Well, it's going to have to, as the ILS says, they're going to have to market it, put it on Wall Street. They think it's quite marketable to put somebody to put up about $600 million to do what needs to be done to expand the port to that river edge location.
all right, I heard that's even, I know we don't have a lot of time left, but that's even political, all right?
It's all political.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's,
Well, I mean,
come back on
because
next Sunday so we can talk about
because
that.
You gonna do next Sunday again?
Yeah,
Be- because I mean, you have
2 more Sundays.
I have to do what I'm told.
So not this
Not
Sunday,
next
next
Sunday.
Sunday. And
The
hold
Sunday
your
after that.
thought, because if Trippy allows you to go on, we won't have time to do our funeral announcements.
As long as you don't announce my funeral on the
I
announcements, I'm
promise you
fine.
we won't. So we're gonna see you not next Sunday, but the following Sunday.
Okay.
All right.
Sound like a plan.
Okay.
We're going to take a really quick break, and we'll be right back with our community news, our birthday announcements, and our funeral announcements.
Maybe not all of those things, but okay.